How's it going, guys? I'm your host Caravan Gaming. Welcome back to this week's Adventure Quest release video. And I know this week might seem like a small release to you guys, but I actually have quite a lot of stuff to go through. I actually written them all down so to make sure I don't forget anything, which I usually do. So first things first, the Laser Blazer package actually got a revamp or update. So let's look at what it currently does now, okay? So it's a fully defensive energy armor. You deal 0.8 times damage, you take 1 times damage and gain plus 15 blocking. Okay, I do not have the package, but we'll go through what the package does, okay? Comes with a skill, Blazer Laser skill. This is a standard energy SP spell. Uses Charisma for stat damage. So it's 392 SP for melee and range and 490 SP for magic. For those of you guys who are wondering, if you want, you have 5 seconds to align the mirrors to point at your foe with the following outcome. So if you point at the sky, you get nothing. If you point the mirror at you, you take damage equal to 25% of the skill. And if you point it at your foe, the attack becomes auto hit. So I don't have the package and I don't really know how the minigame works, but from what I heard, it's actually pretty easy to land it on the effect that you want. Okay, and as a bonus, weapon attacks take minus 25% melee damage and give you a charisma bonus. So the charisma bonus at level 150 is, let me see here, 51.5. okay. Bow attacks get 1.25 times the buff because they are higher baseline. Okay, so they turn this into like a blocking armor similar to Ghost costume, I guess. And if you're wondering about the base MRM numbers with all the extra 15 blocking, it's 68, 68, 66. So not as high as Ghost costume, but of course it it makes it up in other ways, like you don't take 1.25 times damage compared to Ghost costume, and of course it has a skill which Ghost costume does not have, and on top of that you get a charisma buff whenever you're using your weapon attacks. Okay, so no, not when you're using your weapon attacks. Basically you just get a flat out charisma buff. So that is quite interesting. Okay, I guess this is for fully defensive Beastmasters. Yeah, if you have Ghost costume, then obviously it's still going to be better in terms of blocking or dodge slashing. So I'm not really sure what this armor is good for. It tries to have good synergy in that, you know, the charisma buff will also buff up your pets for when you want to use dodging pets. But then if you use Ghost costume alone, and Brady has actually tested out the numbers for me, Ghost costume is still better without the charisma buff and all that. Okay, IMR also said in the initial forums post that we shouldn't mention Ghost costume is probably in for a nerf, but I personally do not feel that Ghost costume needs a nerf because Ghost costume is absolute crap outside of blocking. I feel that blocking is the problem, and the problem is not limited to like Ghost costume alone, because for Ghost costume, if you're not playing the dodge build, if you're not maximizing your dodge chance to guarantee an auto dodge from the monster, then there's really no point in playing the in using Ghost costume at all. That is the only reason why anyone would want to use Ghost costume. It's a weak armor on its own. The only reason why you want to use it is if you can max stack your dodge or your blocking or your defenses to make sure that you never get hit by the foe. Okay, so the skill from Laser Blazer is also pretty standard damage. It's about 800 to 1200 damage, which isn't that fantastic. And auto hit skill, and keep in mind, this skill, for those who are wondering, is one hit. Yeah, one hit is generally not very good nowadays, especially with damage cap. So all in all, I would say if you have Ghost costume, this is probably a skip, but I do not think Ghost costume is overpowered or needs a nerf in any way. I just think like the problem in general is blocking. It's not really, you know, equipment related. Ghost costume isn't that strong. It's absolute garbage when you use it without dodge, without all the dodge stacking equipment. And to use or max stack your dodge, you'll probably need to sacrifice a weapon slot, both your pet and guest slot as well. So yeah, you're sacrificing quite a lot of things just to make sure you get full dodge. And if you don't get full dodge, then there's no point in playing Ghost costume. That's why I think that it doesn't need a nerf. So all in all, I think yeah, I wouldn't say it's that fantastic. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I don't think it's a bad armor per se, but there's just better items out there, and because of the current, you know, state of like blocking inside of the game, Ghost costume does outperform it in my opinion. But if you like something new, this is a pretty cheap Z token package, so you guys can go ahead and test it out. Bonus points for creativity, obviously, because this is probably, I think, the first item. There's like a mini game inside of it, so yeah, quite interesting. I do wish that it gives like a bigger bonus, or like the skill will be a bit better, considering you have to play a mini game in order to make the skill actually, you know, good rather than backfire on you. Right, next up we have the Zfinity Gauntlets inside of the limited time shop. I've already gotten all 5 of them. I'll be showcasing all 5 of them inside of this video. Okay, so a lot of you guys have been asking, oh, is there going to be a discount? Is there going to be a painting? And the answer to that is a no. Okay, I'm not sure if this was confirmed anywhere, but it is intentional. There is no painting, and I personally do not think that they will last until Black Friday. We don't know the exact date for when they are going to leave, but I really don't think it's going to last until Black Friday. So yeah, you don't have a choice. You have to buy them at the, you know, full cost. Okay, and I do think it's quite worth it because they are all very strong items. Not overpowered, but very strong. Okay, and let me showcase this to you guys. So let's start battle. By the way, if you guys are wondering about the new face, it's the Paleskull champion face. I'll go through the Paleskull items later. So items, there's 5 of each. Okay, 5 gauntlets. So all 5 will cost you around 30,000 tokens, somewhere close to that ballpark. Okay, so for power gauntlet, you can unleash 2 skills. The first one, replenish power. So replenish some of your power, healing 10% of your max HP. So of course, this is based off your endurance stat, and then the skill does not consume a turn and costs 666 SP to use, and is usable once per battle. So at 250 endurance, I'm probably gaining about 585 HP left, and 585 HP for 666 SP. So usable once per battle. This one is not that fantastic in my opinion. The reason why people use this is for the second skill, crushing power. So it's a quick cast, costs 216 SP to inflict 1.25 times elemental vulnerability on your foe. So this lets you increase your damage, and on top of that, the power gauntlet also gives, what else does it give? I think it gives resistance to one element. I can't remember what it is. Let me see. Energy resist and melee blocking. Yep, you get energy resist and melee blocking as well, but you mostly want to use it for a skill. So in my opinion, I think this should be the #1 pickup gauntlet for all builds, simply because of how universally good the elemental vulnerability is. As long as you are playing a fully offensive build or even a defensive build, this skill is going to be useful to you. Okay, 216 SP also doesn't cost a lot, that's why it's pretty good. Next up, we have the Mind Gauntlet. So the Mind Gauntlet, let's click on it. Said Mind. Okay, first one with heals you for 653 MP, is quick cast and costs 343 SP to use. Usable once per battle. This is actually pretty good because even though it's once per battle, you're basically getting almost like twice the amount of MP back. Okay, if you have another mana conversion item like Pixel Eater, something like that, you want to use this skill first before you use your Pixel Eater and all that sort of stuff. That being said, it is only usable once per battle, but it's a pretty strong heal once per battle, so that's pretty good. And then Slick Mind, the second skill, sacrifice one of your life force to a mind gem to replenish 653 mana. So again, it's quick cast, it costs 207 HP to use, but it does increase with subsequent users in a single battle. So I think the first few rounds it is better than like your Pixel Eater or something like that, but then afterwards it gets worse and worse. So now it's 259. Oh, okay, you can only use it once per turn. Okay, but it's all 653 SP, and for only like 200 plus HP cost, this is going to be better than your Pixel Eater for the first few clicks. So this one I would say is mainly for mages. If you don't have the rare Pixel Eater or mana or discount more glowing candy bag, whatever mana conversion items, you can go ahead and pick this up. This is your next best choice. Next up, Soul Gauntlet. So this one, the first skill replenishes 176 SP, completely free. Okay, quick cast, so you just heal 176 SP off the bat, no other fancy effects, no other cost. So all in all, very good first skill. Second skill, Slick Soul. Okay, so you can sacrifice some of your life Force to the Soul Gem to heal 490 SP. So this one is HP to SP. Just now it was HP to MP, okay? And people are saying this is overpowered or needs a change. Same for the Mind Gauntlet. I personally do not think that they are overpowered because the cost does increase. Sure, the first few clicks are going to be very strong, and of course most battles usually don't last that long. So but that's the reason why they cost Z tokens and there aren't any discounts, right? Because they are so freaking strong. If you're going to, you know, make them weak, make them crap, then no one's going to buy them, okay? If it's intentional for us to not get a discount with these sort of premium items, then they have to be very good for people to want to buy them. So if you want sales from the item, then keep it where it is. It is strong, and that's why it is worth the tokens, okay? Nobody is going to spend tokens on a weak item. Let's be real here. Alright, so Mind and Soul, I think they're perfectly fine where they are. Really doesn't need any changing. It's Pixel Eater exists, so Essence Orb exists, sorry. Yeah, so Essence Orb, if you get the level 5 version, it's going to be better. But I know most people use the level 150 version instead because they don't want to do 100 clicks. But level 5 version is still the best in my opinion. So technically this can be a pass, at least until Essence Orb gets a nerf. But when Essence Orb does, or if Essence Orb does get a nerf, then this is probably your next best choice. Alright, next up, the Space Gauntlet. So the first one, Hardened Space. So greatly increasing your block rate, Yoru block rate. Okay, typo here. So it is quick cast, of course, 235 SP to gain 60 MRM for 1 turn. So this is great for dodge or block builds, but it does only last 1 turn. If you need it for like emergency cases, for when the enemy is about to nuke, then I guess you can do that. It's not super expensive, 235 SP only, but keep in mind, it is only 1 turn. Alright, next up, Soften Space, the second skill. Soften the space between you and your foe, lessening the damage you take. So it's quick cast and causes 274 SP. So this gives you an element shield. Okay, 0.5 times modifier, so you only take 50% damage. Okay, personally, I think this is one of the not so great items. Okay, the 60 MRM is good for emergency use cases. The element shield 0.5, yeah, it's pretty good as well, but I don't really play defensive builds a lot, so that's why I don't really use it that much. Okay, next up we have the Time Gauntlet. Okay, the last one. This is probably the second most recommended gauntlet in my opinion. Okay, the first one is Hawk Time. So you lock your foe in time with no chance to resist. Skill, so it's a quick cast skill, 317 SP, usable once per battle, and this is great against anything that doesn't have freedom. Is a guaranteed stun, so that's why this is so good. Okay, but of course most bosses nowadays do have freedom, so this is not going to be that great if you are talking about practical use cases inside of the game. That being said though, the guaranteed stun is still very nice, and for a lot of the older bosses or bosses that don't have freedom, this is still a fantastic skill. Next up, Slow Time. So this one lowers both their accuracy and block rate and causes 216 SP to use. So you take is minus 10 to all of the monsters' defenses and minus 7 to hit, minus 7 to accuracy. The second skill is pretty bad in my opinion, but most people use it for the first skill. Alright, so this is probably the second most recommended gauntlet. Alright, so the order, or at least for me, okay, would be to get Power Gauntlet first, Time Gauntlet, and then depending on your build, you can get Mind or Soul, and then last but not least would be the Space Gauntlet. Okay, so that's my review on the gauntlets. I think they are pretty strong right now as long as they don't get a nerf, and I think they are definitely worth picking up even if it doesn't have a discount. Next up, windshield. Okay, windshield, the new windshield from the back to school contest. So I was very lucky and managed to get this. Okay, I was not able to get the armor as well as the other items of the set yet, but I'll showcase them when I get them. Right, so the shield is basically a clone of Celtic View over here. Okay, you can click on it. You spend 34 SP per turn to gain 50 intellect, minus 26% to win, and because of how little decent wind shields we have for mages inside the game, this is the best wind shield for mages currently. So yeah, I'm currently running like a sort of like a mage build, so very happy to obviously get the shield, very lucky as well. So yeah, if you're a mage or a hybrid, then you definitely want to try your hand at getting the shield. This will probably be my new wind shield. Okay, and of course it does match my Ultra Guardian robe colors. Very nice. I think that was just coincidental. Okay, so yeah. Next up, the donation items, which I'm sure everyone is excited about. So we don't have all of them yet, and I don't think I want to wait until all of them comes out before making a video. So I'll make them in parts. When they come out, then I'll release a video. And once I'm done with all of them, I'll probably make like a video, a showcase video combining all the items of the set and that sort of stuff. Okay, so first things first, we have the Paleskull Defender. So it's a water shield. Let me look at it here. So yeah, the set elements are water. I honestly don't know what to feel about it. Like, I'm not too disappointed or angry that it's water, but you know, everyone was asking for wind, and I kind of hope for it to be wind. But then again, the back to school items are already wind, so it doesn't really make sense for them to do another wind set. And that being said, I do personally feel that the donation set items should have precedence over the back to school items, considering people actually spend like a ton of money on it. And on top of that, the donation contest came out way before the back to school raffle came out, and also literally everyone I've seen on the forums was asking for it to be wind. So it turned out to be water, which isn't too bad because it's not like we have a ton of great water stuff inside the game. So I guess water is alright. Not 100% satisfied, but I would say I'm about 60 to 70% satisfied with the element of the set. I don't think it's going to get changed though, so yeah, it's going to be water. Okay, and PD also mentioned something on the forums which I think makes a lot of sense. The Pearl of Power miscellaneous item is water after all, so it makes sense for, you know, the set items to be water. Didn't really think of that, but yeah, makes sense. Okay, so what the shield does is a water shield. Okay, melee magic range defenses, uses mastercraft, and so you take a little bit of extra damage to pay for granting you a 1 turn plus hits. Okay, elemental and power effect for all elements at the start of your turn, with hits being the number of times the foe successfully hits you the prior turn. If used with a weapon and armor from the set, this effect is doubled in potency. Okay, so if you, oh no, okay, never mind, let's fight against something other than combat practice trainer since he misses a lot. So against anything there's more than one hit, this is a pretty good shield. Okay, I'll just show you guys the numbers right now. Boom, one hit. Okay, one hit I get 0.59, and this guy only has a one hit attack, so we'll flee. So 0.59 is not a lot in my opinion for one hit, but against anything other than one hit, look at that. Okay, two hits, I get 1.119, and it goes higher and higher the more hits your enemy deals. Okay, most enemies usually don't go above 2 hits, so most of the time you should be averaging around 1.119 times damage. But if you use it the full set, you have to double this number, so you're getting about 1.3 times elemental and power with the full set, and I think that is pretty crazy. Okay, considering it doesn't have a cost, okay, other than, you know, you taking more damage each turn. It's like free extra damage, and I think this is fantastic. It works for all elements, not just water elements. So yeah, the shield, you know what, I'm actually going to give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, a 9 out of 10 for the shield. The only reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is because against monsters that don't have more than 2 hits, don't have more than 1 hit, it's pretty lackluster. But against anything else that even has 2 hits, it's pretty good. So yeah, all in all, 9 out of 10 for the shield. And now let us showcase the pet. The artwork, I can't really see it that well. Like, it's just kind of basic. Artwork probably only going to give it a 6, but the practicality wise, this is a very good water shield. Probably am going to use this. I'll have to think about it, and I think I'll probably rate this shield like a S tier. Yeah, I think it's a S tier. Low S tier though, but still a S tier nonetheless. Okay, the pet. Flincher. I kind of wish that they gave him like the armored version of Flincher. This is based off the He-Man cartoon, for those of you guys who do not know. As someone who grew up in the 1990s, okay, this was a very, very huge throwback and nostalgic. It gives me a lot of nostalgic feel. That was also one of the reasons why I decided to go for the set. Okay, I was a huge He-Man fan back in the day. Not the original version, but the Masters of the Universe reboot. Nonetheless, I still love it, and I do wish we have gotten the fiercer Battle Cat one instead. That would have looked nicer, the one in the armor. But after looking at the attacks and the skills, I feel like it makes sense that we are getting the weak pussy version. Okay. Flincher, so it's a melee water pet, 0.8 times random, lean, neutral accuracy, lean. Mastercraft, toggles between two modes. By default, it's in raw mode, which does extra 5% damage, and if the foe has choke on it, will eat up to 80% melee worth of the choke, so you can take the choke's damage reduction and do something. So 67.23% reduction total will cap it out. At start of your next turn, it will then apply an Omni Elemental and Power effect for 2 turns, equal to half of the total percent melee value of the eaten choke. Alright, so let's take a look at it. So this is the choke eater mode. I don't have choke inflicted on it, that's why it's currently doing nothing. Okay, the second mode is the pounce mode. You pay 50% pet damage and Mastercraft to attempt to inflict about 63% damage dealt choke for 1 turn. So this is not affected by charisma or affected by any of your stats, so it's a flat out 63%. Okay, the damage is not great. Oh, only 1 hit, so it's 81.5. But if it lands the 2 hits, it's 63%. So yeah, this is fantastic. Okay, and this is based off the monster's water resist. So at 100% water resist, 63% choke, guys. You don't even need charisma for this. This is an absolutely fantastic number, considering you don't even need charisma, okay, to get these numbers. So, excuse me, this pet is really fantastic. If using the armor and shield from the set, raw mode deals extra 10% damage, and choke upgrades the base value from base value to 43.7%. So you'll be getting a 0.53 times choke instead of 0.63 times choke if using the full set, and this is crazy. And then factors mod resist and hits and such. So yeah, very fantastic pet. Okay, the only gripe I have about the pet is that because it lasts 1 turn or 0 turns, you cannot use the pet's choke and then eat the pet's choke. So you have to use other, choke items in order to eat the pet. I do not know if I have a choke item available. Hang on, just give me a moment. Alright, so I went ahead and bought the gas rat grenades just so we can test this out. So the gas rat grenades, you need dexterity to inflict, but you don't really need dexterity for the power of the effect. So at 100% wind resist, let's go ahead and see how much choke this one does. So it inflicts 0.6 times choke, and it will eat the choke, and 0.6 times choke is giving you a 1.238 times elemental empowerment for 2 turns, guys. And then if you stack this with your shield, wow, I think this is a fantastic pet. Holy crap, just look at it. Okay, so ooh, this one has water resist, right? Okay, maybe I'll go for something else. Let's go for something else. Of course, you can, avoid all of that with Prime Chaos Orb if you really want to, but, just putting this out there. So 80% to water and 80% to wind. Let's see how well this does. So I'm going to bring out my Paleskull Defender as well. And then we will use the Quad Force item. Let's give ourselves some dexterity so we can inflict the choke a little bit easier. Okay, 0.68. Boom. 1.22, 1 hit together with the choke. Okay, keep in mind the pet also only managed to land 1 hit. Okay, so now 0.68. Boom, boom. 1 hit. And 1.329 times elemental empowerment for 2 rounds. This is crazy numbers, guys. Keep in mind these numbers are even higher with the full set. Wow. All in all, I think I am very happy with the set. Okay, definitely has great synergy, even with just the pet and the shield alone. This is nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. Okay, I am in love with the set. I love it. Okay, the artwork, I do think that it could be improved a little bit, and I do think that, it should have been wind instead of water, but I guess water is fine too. So for the pet and the shield, I'm going to rate them both 9 out of 10. I think they are really very good practically wise, and if you are lucky enough to get both of them, then I would say they are definitely worth using in your active inventory. You reduce the monster's damage, or you can, switch over and eat up that damage reduction to get elemental empowerment for yourself, so you can switch between fully defensive and fully offensive all with one set. So I think I did make the right choice in going for the set, and yeah, I'm very excited to see what they have done with the weapons, the armor, as well as the miscellaneous item as well. And of course, this year round, they did a little bit differently. So instead of it getting automatically added to your inventory, you have to go to Ballyhoo, click on reward shops over here, and then you click on choose contest. So you choose the one that you have, Paleskull champion, and grab the items from the shop. They are free and they all scale to your level. Also, everyone should have been given the free Paleskull face already, as long as you have donated at least 1 token in the entire contest. So I don't think it's possible to donate 1. Okay, you will have gotten the face. Okay, both male and female versions. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Do stay tuned and subscribe to this channel if you guys would like to see me go through the rest of the set items when they come out. Alright, if you guys have enjoyed the video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to this channel. I already said that. Till the next time, I'm your host Korriban Gaming. Peace out.